Okay, so we got... Wait a minute. In this week's poll, the winner, by a large margin, is Garfield games. This has been a popular topic in our Discord recently. People being all like, why not a Garfield stream? I love Garfield. Who doesn't love Garfield?
I love Garf.
I took the question to our patrons, and they agreed. They wanted to see Garfield.
They really did.
Tonight we are featuring every single console and computer game from the 20th century about Garfield.
As many as we can fit in.
As many as we can. Who's Garfield? It's this guy right here. Yeah, close enough.
Wait, no, Danny, why does he have a fucking pipe?
I love 1970s Garfield. He just smoked a pipe, he killed people in every strip, he cursed. Like, half the words in a 1970s Garfield strip were just not for children.
Unprintable.
In the meantime, over the years, Garfield slowly morphed into a family-friendly curmudgeon. He's very hashtag relatable, as you say.
Oh, extremely relatable. He loves lasagna, he hates Mondays, and he's a lazy piece of shit. And you know what? So am I, and I appreciate finally
We're all lazy pieces of shit, and we can relate to Garfield on some level. There's a lot to be said about Garfield that we'll get to tonight, but we have at least a dozen unique Garfield games to get through tonight. Let's do this.
All right.
You ready to start?
Absolutely not, but I guess...
Okay, so the first Garfield game almost happened in 1984 for the Atari 2600. And there he is!
Oh my god, I love him!
It's Garfield!
Look at him!
Looking as sassy as ever. That's actually a pretty good Garf for 84, and this... Okay, I don't know what that is. Let's try that again. Garfield! There he is!
Good timing!
Okay, here's Garfield. So as I said, this was not actually released. This is a prototype game. I don't think it has sound.
It had one single beep.
Okay, so you can maybe turn that up on your end.
Yeah, just a little.
So you bop through these screens. Looks like Odie's in the chimney. We gotta dodge him. Oh man, he's just picking up burgers out of thin air with his mouth. That's the Garfield I know. So pretty basic. Doesn't really get into the character or what makes him so lovable. It's just the very essence of Garf right here. The best you can do in 4 kilobytes or however big this was. Oh, it's normal. Got him. We saved normal.
Is that the goal of the game?
I think so.
Oh god!
Shit! Now there's 2 Garfields.
Standing on a bunch of Odies.
Standing on a bunch of Odies?
It's like Holy Mountain, but with Garfield.
I don't know what that was about. Oh my god.
Oh, well, there we go.
Garfield. Oh, Jesus. This is going badly. This was really the best you could expect from the 2600, especially in 84. That's a year after the game crash, isn't it? Someone thought a Garfield game was right for the market in 84, I guess.
Yeah. Man,
Shit.
This game was officially released, this ROM was officially released due to Jim Davis's involvement. Oh my god!
What? That's Garfield for the 2600.
It's really interesting from track. That's cool.
It's an unfinished game, but it does deliver a little bit of what Garfield stands for, what he's all about. Including not loading the ROM after you select it from the menu, jumping with your mouth open to collect hamburgers.
Sounds about right.
I've played worse 2600 games, I gotta say. It's not a classic or anything, but yeah.
It's Garf.
It's Garf. It's the Garf you crave in a format you love. Okay, this is the last credit I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and get as far as possible on this one. Alright, gotta save normal. Go on the drug trip. I really don't understand this scene. I just don't. And then he just goes on like nothing happened. Like, that was just fine.
That was completely normal, Odie.
Completely normal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We have fun. I like that he absorbs the burgers with the back of his head, too.
He's just... His only existence is to absorb food molecules. And...
Okay, we gotta be careful with this one.
It's a very tricky houseplant?
Yeah, it's just kind of flying back and forth. Oh my god.
With the double Garfs.
Odie, you shouldn't have taken John's LSD.
Okay, so Danny and I were talking about whether Garfield does drugs at the beginning of the stream.
I was saying no.
Absolutely not.
But John, however,
yeah.
he still lives in 1978. He is up on all those designer drugs.
He is absolutely, like...
That explains all the strangeness that goes on in the comic.
He has a lot of stories about Studio 54, probably. Man, I think it... Is this looping now?
Could be.
Oh, there you go.
All right,
you did it.
I got through 2 loops. That's an expert clear.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've seen everything there is to see in Garfield for the 2600. I can move on with a clean conscience. Okay, I'm going to kill off Garf here. 2050, that's the new high score. See if you can beat it. It's my new Twin Galaxies world record.
Danny, no.
Literally unbeatable. All right, Garfield. Had enough of your business. Let's move on. Now, next up, you might think the next game would be the famous A Week of Garfield for the Famicom. Not true.
What is it?
It's actually a couple of Amiga games. So these games were also on the Commodore 64, the ZX Spectrum. I think one of them was on the Amstrad even. Like, these games got around, but only in Europe. Garfield, it turns out, was a very relatable character, even for people in Europe. Here we go, the ultimate Garfield experience.
There he is! Oh, look at him! Look at our boy!
Posing with The Edge, an infamous UK publisher from back then. They published a few games before becoming a widespread copyright troll in the 90s and 2000s. A bunch of games had to rename themselves if they had the word Edge in the title, like Soul Edge. Hi there!
Hi!
Broken by Cortex. Well, thank you.
Aw,
thank you, Cortex.
Thanks!
Thanks for cracking Garfield so we could play it today. So what we got here is a pretty spot-on Garf. Like, pretty much,
great.
He's totally straight-up drawn from the comic, traced maybe, just drawn off a character strip.
This music's good, too.
And this being an Amiga game, this has a bumpin' soundtrack.
Yeah.
You can kick Odie, so already this is pretty recognizably Garfield. Go indoors. So what this is, it's apparently an adventure game, a la the Dizzy series, and so on. You go around picking up stuff. A nice warm blanket.
Mm-hmm.
You can drop it elsewhere. I assume you gotta solve puzzles or something. Is this an exit? That's not an exit. Let's go this way. Come here, Odie. So those of you who are new to the Garf, Odie is Garfield's nemesis. It's the dog that lives with him in John's house. He does not like Odie. He kicks him around a lot. That's all you gotta know about Odie. In this game, you can actually give Odie items, so he serves as like this portable item box.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, I guess I need a key for that door.
You,
I tripped over Odie.
And fell asleep.
How do I... Oh my god, time is progressing. Look.
Oh my god, it is!
I just slept for 11 hours. Wow.
And your pizza meter looks full. I think that's a pizza meter.
Nice 11-hour nap, Garfield. Let's go in here. So yeah, pretty big step up from the 2600 version. This one was actually released, like I said, across multiple platforms. Don't know if this came out here in the States. Hey, Odie, here's a bone.
Odie, you fucking asshole!
Odie, eat the bone.
Odie, for the love of God!
Get out of here. There we go.
Maybe he runs away when you kick him and you don't need to kick him or whatever.
How can I not kick Odie, though?
Danny,
That's what
please.
Garfield's all about.
I know you're very much into the Garfield lifestyle brand, but sometimes he has to not kick Odie.
I found a bucket.
Can you use a bucket on Odie?
Oh, maybe. Come here, Odie. There. Get in the bucket.
Damn it, Odie!
I like how he's always looking... He's either looking to the side or forward. He's always mugging for the camera. He's got that Garfield look on his face.
Oh my god, he does.
What's this for? Oh my god! Get out, Garfield. Your life is in danger. Oh my god, we're so screwed. We are screwed. Garfield is running scared here in the dark sewer. It's getting darker.
This is why he should have put Odie in the bucket.
And now it's completely dark. I can't even see Garfield.
Oh yeah, you need that flashlight. Obviously the rapture happened, and if you had your rapture bucket, you would be fine. With Odie in it.
Why didn't I listen to Jim Baker?
Jim Baker's Buckets of Odie.
Alright, let's go back out. Oh my god.
Oh, he's pushing you! Oh, what a dick.
So in terms of progression, it's at least a pretty traditional adventure game. Just find items, use items, drop items. I'm not handling this very well, though. Maybe I can kick this guy.
Yeah, Girl Sienna says we have to teach Odie Flash. Look at him just pushing you!
No, this rat he means business. Okay, I can't get out now. That's a problem.
Can you open that, Can you kick the rat?
I tried.
Almost.
I was telling Alex before the show, I'm kind of sad that there was no 70s Garfield game. Like with a game starring the really unappealing looking Garfield.
Just like...
the one that smokes a pipe.
Yeah. Hi there!
Okay, we went left last time, right?
Yeah, let's go right.
Let's go right. Garfield's here. I don't know why he opens his eyes when he
There's
descends.
a fucking hamburger! You went the right
hell
way!
Yeah!
Oh, fuck off, Odie.
A pizza party?
Oh, hell yeah!
Pizza party, pizza party, pizza party. Which way is the pizza party? Is it in here? It's gonna be
Did we get lost on the way to the pizza party?
There's gonna be a clown in a sewer at the end
I
of
was
this.
gonna say, he's gonna kill us all.
Lasagna, pizza, we got it all down here.
Yeah, I could definitely see Garfield being killed by Pennywise because he's an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's pretty smart, but also he'll do anything for that lasagna.
And then he just stares at the camera. Okay, here's the pizza party. We're back on track. Is it in here?
It is! Look at them!
Aruga, he says. What? Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Oh my god,
we did it.
Classic Garf action.
Splut. Oh, to the sewers with us. I guess. What? Not quite sure what happened there. It turns out Pennywise did lure us into the sewer with his pizzas.
Yeah, we did.
This is where Garfield's adventure ends, I'm sorry to say. Go watch it, out now in theaters, starring Garfield. So good on you, The Edge. You made a playable, pretty representative Garfield game. We should be judging these games based on two things, whether they're good, and how much of a Garfield game they are, how best they represent our friend Garfield. So that last game, I'd say it's 100% Garfield. That captured the look, the feel, the humor. Now this other game, Garfield, A Winter's Tale.
Ooh.
Yep, 1 year later, The Edge is back with Garfield, A Winter's Tale. This one's different? It's pretty different. Yeah, so you start by having an out-of-body experience, and then you go into these mini-games.
Oh my god, look at him! Look at his Garf mouth!
Yep,
that's... Holy shit, his mouth! Look at his suppressed little sprite in the bottom
I know,
left.
He looks so sad.
Oh my god!
So I had kind words for the last game. I don't know if I can be nice to this game. This game kind of sucks.
I kind of love this game. He's looking happier now.
The more he falls, the happier he gets. Garfield?
Garfield, please.
Well, in terms of representing Garfield, this is not it. Garfield is not known for his physical activity. Much less going so fast, like comically, like a 1920s movie that's been sped up. He's just constantly crashing into things. And he has that stupid look on his face. I can't deal with this.
I fucking love when he falls in his little doofy mouth, or when he... I like when he goes into the water and he does that little shiver and shake. God bless him.
What?
Thin ice.
Oh, huh? Okay, well...
Go back to Les Alps.
That's one of the games. We can also play this game.
What the hell, Garf?
Yeah, he has an out-of-body experience. So, okay, so this is ski-free, but with Garfield. Garfield looking a lot more off-model than even the last game. I really don't like the way everyone's expressions are. They all look so disingenuous, like they don't really want to be here.
Just look at his crazed smile in the right-hand corner. That's so...
Meanwhile, Odie's cleaning up over there. Can I go faster? Can I...
And there you go.
I'm fine. I'm good.
There you go again.
I wonder how this game was received, because the intro specifically called this Garfield 2. So people had played the original Garfield at this point. Big fat hairy deal.
I like that Matrix dodge.
Yeah, I Matrix dodged that pie. That was pretty sweet. Gotta say, so far this is the least accurate Garfield we've seen. He looks way too happy to be here. And he's performing all these physical activities. Just completely unbelievable. Not realistic whatsoever. What?
Garfield.
Garfield loses. Garfield loses.
So Garfield died again, huh?
Garfield died yet again. So there's a third game here. Mm-hmm. And this game is a little bit... it's more like the first game, in that it's a side-scrolling adventure game. So you think, okay, thank God, this might have a chance of being good.
Apple Saucers, I think that was, Liz the Vet.
Mm-hmm. It was Liz and John and I don't know who else I saw.
Wait. I was looking at chat. What is going on here?
We're in a factory of some sort. Me and Odie.
Is it at least like a cold factory or like...
I think so. I think this is all winter-themed games, this being called A Winter's Tale. Okay, so we got... Wait a minute.
We love you, Garf.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, come on.
That is a good animation. I really like that.
Oh, God.
I don't know what's going on here. Some kind of chicken inflating machine? Alright, there's a puzzle to be solved. Don't worry, Garfield's on the case.
Wait, what is going on with that fucking chicken?
We're at the chicken inflation factory in the North Pole, Alex.
Oh,
we gotta inflate some chickens. Here's my favorite part of the game. Look at him when he gets in the elevator. He's really off-model. looks like anime Garfield, almost. Oh, Garfield.
Garfield, please.
He controls badly. You can jump, but he stops in midair, even if there's nothing overhead. It's really unsatisfying. Oh, and he just automatically gets into elevators if they're open. Oh, get back in.
Garfield, please.
This is the most terrifying Garfield of all. I mean, he looks kind of like Garfield, but then he does some animations that make him look very non-Garfield-like. Okay, well, here's the second chicken we need to inflate. We'll get back to that. I don't understand this game.
According to Wikipedia, this is a lasagna factory.
Oh, a lasagna factory. Okay.
What the fuck are the chickens there for?
Yeah. It's chicken lasagna, I guess. Anyway, this place is huge. There's a million items you need to go fetch and bring to other places in order to get new items that you can also bring to other places. You've pretty much seen 95% of it, probably. It's just a bunch of fetch quests.
And there you go.
That's Garfield A Winter's Tale, which includes a greatly stripped-down adventure game in addition to a couple of completely worthless minigames. I don't know if the other versions were better than this, but this Amiga one, like I was saying, probably a disappointment to any hardcore Garfield fans back then. Well, here's a pine cone. Good.
I actually thought it was, this is really stupid, I thought it was an al pastor tacos spit with meat on it.
Yeah, that's almost
exactly
definitely what it was.
Garfield's famous food
that's what a UK developer would put in a Garfield game, yeah.
The UK developer's like, what does he love? Oh, he likes tacos al pastor, that's his favorite. He's absolute hog wild. He goes to a taqueria or a taco truck, and he is just like...
New season, he's just really into Mexican food.
2 tacos al pastor, please. I'm Garfield. I don't know why he talks like that. He's kind of sensual now. It's weird.
Well, I'm stuck. Anyway, here's his sensual face. Garfield on the Amiga, a mixed bag to be sure. The first game could be worth it. It's pretty Garfy, if that's a word. He just keeps going faster. Longer you hold down, he just goes faster and faster.
Oh my god, there's a ZX Spectrum version of this game.
I don't want to see what that looks like. It's probably
Good
awful.
music, though. I like the music a lot.
So that's the Amiga. Yeah, game not so good, music great. It's a wash, you know? What's a system that can deliver a true Garfield experience, though? If any system could do it, it's the NES, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
We're talking Mario, Mario 2, Mario 3, Garfield. Garfield's right up there with Mario. He's gonna give the main man gonna give him a run for his money. I can't even make this sound appealing. This is a week of Garfield.
Where are you going, Odie?
So 1989, note that date. That's pretty late. Should note that games like Mario 3 came out in 1988. Also out in 88, Rockman 2. Complete classics of the era, just genre-defining things. Contra, just all these companies were going on, they were just going on full tilt, making all these classic games. Enter Toa-Chiki. They had the Garfield license.
Can I make the joke a third time?
Sure.
Toa-Chiki boys.
Okay, good.
I made that before the stream, in the pre-show, and now. I'm so good.
Fantastic.
All right,
where are you going, Odie?
Okay, time for me to suck at this game.
Alright, so we have Garfield. He looks like Garfield most of the time, but then he does stuff, and then he stops looking like Garfield. He's got that weird kittenish look when he jumps, and you can push down to turn him into a kitten.
Oh, I hate that frog! Ugh, always hate that frog.
A very poorly drawn kitten.
So this game is... Do I need to pie him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, how do I get the pie?
Just select. Yeah, there you go. You can't use it when you're in kitten form. There you go.
Okay, okay. Oh god. So yeah, this is a game where it's one-hit kill, right?
It's not one-hit kill, but things can very rapidly drain your health. You don't have any sort of invincibility after getting hit. So any enemy is potentially a one-hit kill if you don't deal with it correctly.
Let's get that pie.
So despite this being a 1989 game, this is very much behind the times for Famicom standards.
Oh god!
Dead. It's very much just, it's straightforward gameplay, no multi-scrolling here, just left to right. And the object of the game is to jump around and find these hidden objects hidden in the background. Like there you find coffee, Garfield's favorite.
Yeah, Garfield likes coffee and lasagna, 2 things you really shouldn't feed to cats.
Yeah.
Unless you want them to have, like, the shits all over your floor. Please don't do that. Kitties deserve better.
So really, this game being what it is, it's more about not taking risks and exploration of these very limited environments.
Look, I got speeches.
Yeah.
Let me go.
There's a lot of different power-ups, but you have to jump in order to just reveal them. You don't know where everything is.
Ah, there it goes. Give me that pie. No, 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 not the bug! Not the bug every time! Okay, okay, I'm good. I'm
Oh
go.
god,
Fuck.
you've got a sliver of health.
Please give me this, whatever this is. No, 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 no. I'm just gonna stay over here.
Alex using tactics.
Alright. They disappeared. Oh, I need the key! No, I'm just gonna stay over here. What the...
I'm bringing up your voice, don't worry about it.
Okay, good. Where's the key? Fuck! Fuck!
Yeah, here's the problem. At the end of every level segment, you find a locked door, and you gotta jump around and look for a key. Why are you being a kitten? Quit being a kitten.
I'm not being a kitten on purpose. I'm looking for the key because I don't have it.
I think it's in the right window. I'm just gonna give you a hint. Yeah, see?
Oh my god, how?
And it's not about exploration so much as it is about the sprite overlapping the background elements that contain items that you need. It's very primitive.
Oh god.
Even compared to stuff like Tower of Jiraga, which at least
I
had
thought that
some...
was a... Bullshit, that's a fence. Okay.
No, it's hedge.
Whatever.
Why is the clock counting up? I don't know. I really don't know. There is a time limit. It's up there where it says 400. Try again. You're gonna beat this game tonight, Alex.
You are a fantastic dreamer. Bless you for believing in me. There's no way in hell.
Loveless saying this looks like an SG-1000 game. Yeah, it's weird how primitive it looks. Like, NES games in general just looked better than this in '89. But Toachiki, being a very low-budget, license-based developer, just gave this to the cheapest company they could find. In this case, it was a company called Mars Corp. I forget what else they did. A couple of other shitty Famicom games, I think.
Also, sorry to everyone who's good at this game, who's... Oh, I hate that bug!
And yes, there's no continue or password. You gotta do this all in one shot. There may be a secret continue code. I don't know. Given the player just one life, it seems pretty cruel, especially for what should be a kid's game.
Could at least give them 9.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh my god. Where are... No! Not having it today.
See, Mario didn't have to deal with this shit. He just ran to the right.
This Garfield looks the least like Garf.
Show everyone your excited face. Oh no, you're dead. You can't. Garf Souls? Yeah, basically.
According to Cats on Your Head, if you get to Tuesday, you will always start on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Alright, so there is a built-in continue system. It's just a matter of actually getting past these stages.
I'm gonna try Monday one more time, but... Danny, I hate Mondays!
Just imagine if this game was good. It probably would have gotten a US release. We love Garfield over here. But it was so bad, even a system as popular as the NES, publishers were just like, nope, not even gonna take a chance on this bullshit.
Also, how did these frogs get into Garfield's house?
What kind of cat gets killed by bugs and birds? Yeah, good point. His prey is just beating the shit out of him here. And yeah, John's house is just full of all kinds of critters. He just always leaves the door open.
See, John's depressed.
See, there you go. This is a speed run.
No.
People do actually speedrun this game.
Yeah, they do.
I think the record is under 10 minutes, if you want to try it. It's a very high-stakes run. Not recommended for the weak of heart.
Okay, they're dive-bombing birds. Where is the...
Yeah, here's the problem. When you're surrounded by enemies and have to find the damn key.
Oh, fuck. I
want to give it a try. Let's see if I can do this.
Okay, your turn.
I assume some of y'all have played this. What do you think? I think it's a piece of crap. I think it's a damn shame that they didn't do better with Garfield.
According to Cats on Your Head, we have 2 runners under 9 minutes and 1 just about to be under 9 minutes for this game.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
There's a community.
I am so glad.
Alright, so getting into the strategy for this game, Garfield has a weak little kick. It has no range whatsoever.
Oh, he has a kick?
Mm-hmm. It's got no range whatsoever. You basically have to ram his sprite into an enemy while the kick is out in order for it to count.
Blab,
also,
this is worse. And this is worse than Bubsy, Blab.
It's way worse than Bubsy. He can also kick in mid-air. You can hear the sound a little bit, but there's no animation, so you wouldn't actually know that it's doing anything. But it does work. You can jump kick, even though there's no animation frames for it. Just more signs of what a great game this is.
Hey, Danny, thought you'd like to know we have two Week of Garfield speedrunners watching right now.
That rules.
That's...
Give us some tips, please.
That is... Yeah, strong apologies to Cool Kid and Cats on Your Head. We are more professional dipshits than professional speedrunners.
I have save stated my way through this game before. There is a final boss. He fights a purple boss cat who has an eye patch. Otherwise, it's just the levels are very similar. The challenges are high. I don't recommend playing this game.
Yeah, I guess this game kind of does remind me of Family Dog in a way. Really ugly, plays like crap, hard to control.
I still like it better than Family Dog, though.
Oh, same. You gotta hurry, you gotta go.
Oh no, I got the lasagna, so I'm invincible now.
Apparently the best thing to do is to combine lasagna with the speed shoes.
Okay, let's find that key. Here's the fun part of the game. Just gotta overlap Garfield over every single tile on the screen, because that's what gameplay is. Here in 1980s Japan.
Maybe it's on the ground.
Could be. Let's see.
Let's walk around the ground and see if you can find it. Yeah, just start kicking shit. Who cares? Maybe it's in a block. Who knows? Just destroy some property, Garfield. Just. Oh, good. Good. Now property's here to destroy you.
An ironic twist of fate. Oh my god, where is this thing? Seriously. I am glad that people got something out of this game. In other words, speedrunning it. Because otherwise, this is a pretty worthless game. This was just kind of shit out as quickly as possible.
Okay, you know that tallest purple brick? That's where it's supposed to be. Oh my god. Thank you, Cats on Your Head.
We had to get an actual speedrunning expert in here to help me out with that. Thank you. Oh my god!
No, that was absolutely perfect.
That's the Week of Garfield experience. Spending half an hour hunting for a key and then getting instantly killed.
Yep.
Good game. Okay, now this is a speedrun.
Okay, here we go.
This is a tribute to the speedrunners watching, so they can have something to laugh at.
Please share this at your speedrunning conventions and parties. Call it Garfield's Biggest Fails.
Garfield's Biggest Fails. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, here we go.
That's lasagna.
I can't stop for lasagna.
Okay.
I can't stop for nothing. Keys here. Okay. Okay, good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speedrun over.
Absolutely, please submit this as an AGDQ submission video.
I would love to see this at an AGDQ. Oh my god. Well, that's Garfield, a Week of Garfield. The first released console Garfield game, unfortunately, because the Atari 2600 one didn't come out. This is all we had back then, and it was only in Japan. God. Garfield. Luckily, Game Boy owners got another game soon after. But first, let's go through a little bit of history here.
Okay.
So as we mentioned, licensing was a big part of video games back then. You'd license an anime or a movie or a TV show, and you'd just make a game about it, and you'd make a lot of money, and that's how it went. Nowadays, there's a whole lot more games, and you can't just do that anymore. So people are more selective with their licenses. But back then, companies could pretty much license anything and make a profit. Case in point, let's have a look at this game first. This is Mickey Mouse 4 for the Game Boy. I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay, I believe
Just
you.
trust me.
I trust you.
So you got Mickey and Minnie.
Uh-huh.
Mickey falls in a hole.
Ah, it sucks, Mickey. Ah, I'm in a hole. Don't like it. Great Mickey impersonation.
And down in the hole, he finds his magic jackhammer.
Oh, yeah.
Mickey's famous magic jackhammer. use your magic jackhammer, Mickey Mouse. There you go.
Congrats, Mickey.
Now this game here might look a little familiar. This is part of the Crazy Castle series by Kemco. A lot of these games starred Woody Woodpecker, Roger Rabbit, a bunch of different characters. Get more into that in a second, but this is how it plays.
This is Kemco, right?
Mm-hmm. It's Kemco. It's a item-based puzzle game. You collect items, use your magic jackhammer, collect all the shinies, and you go to the exit. What could possibly go wrong? You did it, Mickey.
Congrats, Mick.
Oh, look at him. He looks a little out of it.
I guess I've got a magic jackhammer. That's cool.
How many more stages? Oh. So anyway, Kemco decided to bring that to other regions. They decided to bring it to North America and Europe. They brought it to Europe, or rather, wait a minute. No, it was the US. It was the US that they adapted the game as the real Ghostbusters. It's hard to keep track of this.
Wait. Okay, so Ghostbusters.
You got the Ghostbusters theme. It's by Activision now, since they had the Ghostbusters license.
Ah. Pretty funky music. Oh,
and it's a Ghostbuster.
Oh, look at him. Oh, he falls through.
Oh, he fell in the hole.
Oh, I hope he's got some special equipment, like a...
No, they had to modify this one. See, he already has the tools. He needs to drill through stuff.
Ah, okay.
He doesn't need a magic jackhammer.
Because he's a Ghostbuster.
Who would this be? Ray? Peter?
Yeah.
It's not Egon. Not Winston. I'm gonna assume this is Dan Aykroyd. Anyway, this is the best Dan Aykroyd platformer I've ever played. It's got a little Ghostbuster sprite now. And check it out! The exact same game, only it has the Ghostbusters theme. Notice the enemy is exactly the same as in the other game. They didn't change anything about it. It's just a Ghostbusters game now. What's that you say? There's no Ghostbusting? Shut up! That's what I have to say to that. This is a Ghostbusters game.
Blocks are ghosts, okay?
Yeah.
Blocks are ghosts.
I gotta draw you a diagram? Come on. Use your imagination. And your reward at the end of the level is... Yeah, there he is. That would be Ray. Yeah.
Hey, Ray.
I love Filmation. Wait, no, that wasn't Filmation. It was the other one.
No, yeah, it was... Filmation had the other Ghostbusters,
yeah.
Right? It's the fake Ghostbusters with the gorilla.
So anyway, you're asking yourself, Danny, what the hell? What's with that long tangent? Are you nuts? Well, in Europe, they released it as Garfield Labyrinth. Garfield, famous for his labyrinths, his brain teasers, his puzzlers. And guess what? Here's Garfield and Odie.
Okay, but does Garfield need to get a jackhammer?
It's the first time Odie ever speaks. Yeah, he says Garfield. Garfield falls down the hole, and wouldn't you know it, his magic jackhammer's right there.
Oh, good. Also, from chat, that was Peter, not Ray.
Oh, damn, you're right, that is Peter. So to conclude that line of thought, we saw some Amiga games that could have been better, but they still retain the flavor of Garfield. That's in comparison to this, where Garfield was just literally dropped into another game with no thought into it whatsoever. His sprite looks pretty cute, I guess, though he's looking a little bit more like Heathcliff than Garfield. And once again, the exact same enemy, the exact same level layout. It's just, I'm Garfield now. Basically, name a cartoon character and they had a Crazy Castle game. Roger Rabbit, Bugs Bunny, Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, Chad was mentioning Woody Woodpecker was in this one too. A lot of characters were.
But this game is just so adaptable. Oh, the one-up is coffee in this one. See? They did put some thought into it.
Oh, that actually works. Okay. It's better than cheese from Mickey Mouse. He never liked cheese. Well, maybe he does. I don't know.
And there's Garfield.
Ah, looking a little crazed, aren't you, Garf?
I really like this game. Garfield Labyrinth.
I'm known better for my mind than my antics. That's, again, the absolute worst Garfield.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Okay, next up. Next up is a game that people actually say is good, or at least has a chance of being good. Next up is Garfield Caught in the Act.
Oh!
So finally a game people might have heard of, since this one actually was released in the States, wasn't just a reskin, and wasn't an Amiga game. There.
Look at him!
Ta-da! First party, even. This is Sega of America developed.
I'm sorry, Danny. I just saw the phrase sapiosexual Garfield, and I got this.
Wow.
I died very quickly. So, Garfield.
Garfield, Caught in the Act.
Ugh,
He's got a huge tongue.
that's a tongue.
Let's start her up. 1995 Sega. So this was heading into the PlayStation era, long after the Sega CD. Sega was about to make a huge mistake with the 32X, and it's time to release a Garfield game. Oh yeah, there's an intro. Here we go. Odie. Oh no, the TV is broken. Alright, I can't help it. I'm gonna bring this up. For a long time, the one thing I associated this game with was a YouTube Let's Play of this game, done by a text-to-speech voice of George W. Bush.
Yeah, this guy was called George W. Bush Plays, and it was a lot of that, but it was Garfield.
That video has been eradicated from the internet. You can't find it anymore, but it was basically, yeah, George W. Bush Let's Play Garfield Caught in the Act. He narrated the entire intro, and it was really good.
And he wasn't very good at the game sometimes, and in this George W. Bush voice, he would just go, fuck. And I think about that, like, very consistently when I play games.
He would say it multiple times in a row, just George W. Bush saying, fuck, fuck, fuck. We're easily entertained.
Yeah, just hearing fake George W. Bush talk about how much he likes Garfield.
So guess what we got here? We got a mascot platformer that starts in a fucking graveyard.
So, funny thing, Bobinator actually mentioned this before stream to me. Apparently, the PC version of this game does not start in a graveyard.
Yeah, the PC version is actually a director's cut of sorts. It adds at least one extra level, changes things around, and it starts you off in the prehistoric level of this game instead of the graveyard. So I guess even Sega at some point got it through their heads, hey, maybe we shouldn't start the game in a graveyard. Eventually people learn that lesson. Not soon enough, though. I want to say there was also a Sega Channel exclusive version that may have actually been called the Director's Cut. That added a whole bunch more content, but I think that's lost now that the Sega Channel's gone. Unless someone somehow preserved it.
I hope so.
Yeah, exclusive Garfield content. Lost to the ages. So when you go underground, you gotta grab those things so you can go back above ground. Oh, damn it! He got eaten by the TV. Now here's the thing about this game. In terms of visuals, this looks fucking great.
It looks amazing.
Look at Garfield! He's all stylized, he's got all these original animation frames. The Amiga games, they looked good, but it was all just basically traces from official Garfield art. This actually takes Garfield in an original direction and makes him look pretty damn good. The animation is just great. This is the kind of thing you'd expect from a mid-90s platformer. They were getting a little bit more sophisticated at the time.
I can't get over how good this Garf looks.
Mm-hmm. He's so nicely animated. This is like the Aladdin of Garfield. Okay, maybe not quite up to the level of Genesis Aladdin, but it's good to see the Garf done justice, you know?
God, please leave Garf alone.
This game's also weirdly difficult. Not in the traditional sense, but you just get bombarded by enemies. Okay, I hit a checkpoint. We're good. Nope, time to go back underground.
Doug IRL calls us Ghost and Garflins.
Good.
Yeah, it does have the feel of the Garfield and Friends series. It does kind of have that looser look to it.
Yeah, they get more playful with Garfield's design.
But where's U.S. Acres? Or Orson's Farm, as it's also known.
Good question. There unfortunately never was a U.S. Acres game, as far as I know.
It's bullshit.
Or was there?
From what I actually looked it up, and no.
Damn.
There was a segment, I think, in one of the Garfield games that featured Orson's Farm's characters, but there is no Orson's Farm exclusive game.
That's something, at least. All your favorite characters, like Sheldon and the lamb that smokes weed. We were watching part of an episode earlier today.
And we just assumed that...
That lamb definitely gets high. It's the character that looks exactly like Garfield, only it's a lamb. So he's got kind of those droopy eyes. And he talks like a hippie. Anyway, where's his game? That's what I'm asking.
What is that lamb's name?
I gotta break it to you, I don't like this game very much, I'm sorry to say. It looks great, it should be really good in theory, but I just don't like how it plays. The platforming is very simplistic while also just, again, like I said, bombarding you with shit at all times. I still managed to beat the first level, though. And here's the part where I'm currently stuck. I've never gotten to beat this guy. How do you beat Odie? I know we had a week of Garfield experts. Do we have Caught in the Act experts here? There's these coffins down here, but you can't jump on them or anything. And occasionally Odie dive bombs you, and then he throws bats at you.
You're supposed to hit him when he's dive bombing you?
I've tried that. It doesn't really seem to do anything.
It's like you trapped him in the coffin for a minute.
Oh, I did. Let's do that again. Also, this weapon's really strange. It starts out in an arc, like, above Garfield, and it takes a few frames to attack what's in front of him. Not really intuitive.
Yeah, you gotta jump on top of the shut coffin, apparently.
Oh, okay. Well, I just gotta get him in a coffin now. Get in the coffin, Odie!
Oh.
There we go. Done.
Jump on.
Shit!
Yeah, jump on it and grab the shades.
Oh, okay. I see. I got you. But how do I get him...
Okay,
oh,
there he goes. Now jump. There you go!
Take that, Odie. You fiend of the night.
Guess we gotta do that a few...
God damn it.
Help Garf!
It's a really difficult game. It gives you a lot of hits, but it drains your health so quickly.
Putting Odie in a coffin. Prank!
Alright, we'll try this one more time.
Garfield Caught in the Act 3 AM challenge? Funny. Scary.
Garfield called me at 3 a.m.?
Real.
Still, at least we're moving in the right direction. This is a game. This has its problems, but it is a playable video game.
Get in the coffin, Odie!
Which is more than you can say about a couple of the Garfield games we've played so far. This is about what Garfield deserves. Still, I wish it was a little better, you know? Just make it play good. Is it so wrong to want a game that plays good? I know Sega had basically checked out at this point. They were making stuff like Wild Woody. This was the same year as Wild Woody, now that I think about it. It may have been some of the same developers.
So are you also a vampire? Are you like rival vampires or something?
Maybe. I'm not quite sure what the story is here. Oh, actually, I do know what it is. Garfield tried to put the TV back together, but did it wrong, and it summoned a TV monster, and now he's in the TV realm. Okay, throw a skull at him. You gotta throw a skull at Odie, obviously.
Obviously.
Yes! Take
Surely
that,
that'll
Odie.
kill him.
Yeah, we did
You
it!
did it! Nice.
First time in my life I've ever beaten that level.
Don't hit Arlene.
Wait, what?
Well, nice try.
I don't get how that
What
works.
the fuck
What
is that?
Weird pre-rendered CG mixed in with traditional animation. I don't know about this, Garfield. Garfield, you got some weird ideas. Garfield, you got some really weird ideas. What's with this treasure shit? Actually looks pretty nice for Genesis. Oh, not enough Pookies. Well, okay. That was something. Come on, Garf. Come on, Garf. I don't know about this hub world. It's a little cluttered, hard to tell what things are. My criticism is maybe 20 years too late, but whatever. Look, if I was writing for Sega Visions, I could have warned people about this. Oh, now he's a pirate.
Aw, and a few days after Talk Like a Pirate Day, too.
Oh, it's appropriate. Do you think Garfield would like Talk Like a Pirate Day, or would he hate it? He seems to hate most things.
I think he would think it's really corny, but he'd either think it's extremely corny and refuse to engage in it, or engage with it a lot and get really aggressive if anybody told him it was stupid. Be like, you just don't understand the intellectual sophistication needed for Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Garfield would ruin Talk Like a Pirate Day.
He absolutely would somehow. See, he said arg!
Yeah, he's getting into it. So from what I can tell, this is not a great game. Not many people really love this game. They admit that it has problems. But there are versions that try to improve on it, at least. The PC version and the lost Sega Channel version. So, you know, they could salvage something from it, even if the more commonly available Genesis one isn't the best game. It looks good, though. They had actual artists on this. It's a shame that it didn't turn out better. Also, R.
Hey, you got a Pookie.
Yeah.
And you are being murdered left and right.
It just never stops. Not for Garfield.
This is like Garfield's Mickey Mania.
It kinda is, yeah.
It's just a celebration of all things Garf, from his Halloween special to that time he trapped Odie in a grave. All the classic Garf moments.
I'm gonna put you in a coffin, old buddy. Bark, bark! Classic Garfield.
Classic Garf.
Anyway, you get the point here. I think it's time to move on. So we got a couple more games to cover here in our first half before we get going. What the hell is that? That is not in the Garfield art style. I do not approve.
I do like the pre-rendered coffee cups, though.
I'm starting to like this game more. Damn it, why'd they have to make the graveyard level the first level? This is actually, it might be a good game at some point. It pisses me off. I'm gonna make a rant about this.
Oh no!
Anyway.
I'll get your shelf and webcam ready.
Ooh, very quickly, there was also a version for the Game Gear.
Oh.
Let's have a quick look at that.
Alright.
And that one actually reflects some of the changes they made to the PC version, in that this game starts on a different level. Once again, 1995.
Thanks, Paz. Thanks,
Nova Trade, the people who made Echo the Dolphin. Begins with the same intro. And a very cluttered-looking first level. And it starts on the Cave Cat level, like the PC version.
Oh. Looking a little more pre-rendered this time.
A little bit, yeah. They kind of just digitized the Garfield sprite and shrunk it down instead of making their own sprites. Kind of strange looking. But this is a Garfield game. It's also much simpler and more basic than the Genesis one, and kind of worse. I don't like it as much. And
yeah, this doesn't look very good, I'm sorry.
Yeah, then again, Game Gear games in general were nothing really amazing. Mostly because they tried to be downscaled ports of Genesis games, and that never really worked out.
Their sound was just a little quiet. I'll turn it up. Wow, it's really quiet. Okay, here we go. That should do it.
Also kind of hard to tell what everything is. Everything has this sort of grainy look to it. Again, like they just tried to downsample the Genesis sprites instead of making their own. Oh, and what was that? I hate this.
Not a fan?
That's enough of that. We'll conclude things with Garfield's Game Boy Advance games. You're gonna play these.
Thanks! Okay, which one's first?
Okay, first up we got Garfield, The Search for Pookie. So here we are, several years later, the Game Factory decides...
No, I don't need to play this, Danny.
The Game Factory decides to bring Garfield to the Game Boy Advance, many years after his debut in Garfield Labyrinth. He's got to search for Pookie.
Let me know if it's too loud, and here we go. We're gonna search for Pookie.
I'm going through my list now. I'm making sure I didn't miss any games. Yeah, it looks like we hit them all. Yeah, just hit start.
This is 7. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Yes, the famous Wet Bandits +1.
I think these are supposed to be mice.
They are mice, thank
you. Game Factory, a modern LGN. Yeah, they just sound like that. Like they just pump out games.
Oh my god, I like how they made it so they don't have to draw any actual mice.
Is this a PAL game? Okay, this may have not gotten a release here in the States. Europe got a ton of exclusive Garfield games. We're gonna see a few in the second half, actually. Oh, they took Pookie.
I misspelled Pookie. Sorry, folks. Sorry, all you True Doom Garf heads. Okay. So far, graphically, this looks kinda cheap.
Yeah, it's got that artifacting common to GBA games from back then. After a while, developers of GBA games just kind of stopped trying. Like, they wouldn't redraw original sprites, they would just kind of take existing assets and shrink it down, as you saw in the Game Gear Garfield. Yeah, unfortunately that became the defining approach for latter-era GBA platformers. Meow, he says.
I think, John, you have the sad eyes here. Okay, so John will let me go outside if I catch all the mice. Also, that is...
Also, your house is full of mice, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Grab the mice, drop them into the cage. Do it.
Oh my god, I hate this game.
Oh, wow.
Now this feels like Family Dog.
Okay, this looks... Oh my god. I like that.
Okay, don't... This is really giving me a Family Dog vibe.
This just looks bad.
Oh god, look the way he jumps.
Yeah,
I'm jumping.
Wow, he does not care that he's jumping. I do like the stuffing food into his mouth in mid-air motion. That was good. Very routine for him. He just... Wait. Okay, hold up. There are 434 chili dogs in this area that you have to collect. You have to eat them all. While jumping on broken glass.
Eat the chili dogs, Garfield. Well, I think I certainly will.
Alright, if you're gonna just scan in existing assets, couldn't you have assets where Garfield looks excited? Or happy to be in a game or something. Instead of just miserable. And yeah, they just put in a generic cat yowl whenever he gets hit. This is Garfield. He's not a generic cat.
He's a cool cat.
I resent that. He's a cat, he's a cat, he's a cool cat. Alright, you found 2 mice. You gotta find 2 more mice and approximately 410 more chili dogs. Seriously, when a game puts a counter in the upper right and the number is something in the 400s, you know the game makers don't really care about you. They're just like, whatever. Here's a game with a bunch of shit for you to find. Don't talk to us.
Literally propelling him forward by jumping is the quickest way to go.
Yeah, it looks like it. Alright, take note, speedrunners. Always be jumping. Oh, there was a mouse. Got him.
It's like
That was a real battle. Boy, everything about this just screams nobody gave a shit. Not Garfield, not the people who made this.
Yeah, Garfield absolutely phoned this in.
He was like, okay, I'll be in the game if you give me 500 chili dogs. Can you do that? Okay, we got a deal. Alright, now you gotta find another mouse. You having fun?
Yeah!
This game was made by Garfield. And yeah, this totally has a worse walk cycle than Week of Garfield. That looks great compared to this one. Barely making an effort to open his eyes when he jumps. Just very slightly. You know, I thought A Winter's Tale would have been the worst Garfield game we played today, but this...
This really sucks, Danny.
This blows. Yeah, unfortunately, licensed game development just became really rote. Really, they just figured out the formula for making licensed games at this point and just kept pumping them out as quickly as possible. They figured out, hey, you can just completely lean on the license. You don't have to have any gameplay. Put Garfield in there, make him collect 400 chili dogs. That's a game.
Okay, I think this is the last mouse.
Oh, you're about to beat the first level. Did he just eat soap? I missed it if he did.
I think it was milk, but let's just say yes.
Just cramming everything into his mouth. He's waving his arms around in midair and his eyes are just like, still droopy. He does not care.
Yeah, he does a different animation if he's on the ground, but if he's in the air, he still looks like,
He smirks a little bit if he's on the ground, but if he's in midair, just, Does it grade you on completion? I hope so.
If it does, Garfield is getting sued by me.
Looks like you missed a few chili dogs. Oh, yeah, there we go. I like that fist pumping animation, at least. Oh my god. Do you want to move on to the other GBA game?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Anything but this.
That's Garfield, the Search for Pookie. I guess Pookie's gonna remain missing. There's just too many chili dogs. We can't find him in here. Last up, before we go to intermission on our extended Garfield stream tonight, Garfield and his 9 lives. Garfield and his knives lines.
Garfield and his 9 knives.
You can play this one too.
Fuck you. I love you.
Are you refusing? Okay.
No. I will.
Luckily, this is also by the Game Factory, and it was released a year later.
Is this based on the animated special?
It might be, yeah. You know about that, don't you?
Music. Oh, not a fan.
Yeah, I did have Pokemon Vietnamese Crystal on there. That's a classic.
I guess I'll go with the unused one.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't care if you delete my data.
farm!
Eat the eggs, Garfield.
So there's a fox I have to catch. No intro, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he looks a little better.
Yeah.
But he plays worse now, I think.
The control's a little bit worse, but it looks better, this game. I'd say this is
also kind of...
Garfield at least looks a little bit excited to be here. He's not permanently bored. Oh yeah, and John does have a brother who has a farm.
Oh, I forgot. You're right.
There are many different farms.
I forgot that the Arbuckles do have a farm, and that's what pissed me off about...
Oh, you're getting generated. Damn.
That's what pisses me off, because why did Orsons have to have a farm when John had a farm himself?
Yeah. You could have called it the Arbuckle Farm. And yeah, this has actual sprite work made for a video game and not just scanned in JPEGs, so that's a point in its favor. Imagine original sprites, wow.
I just had the stupidest thought in my entire life.
What?
Do you think Jim Davis plays Second Life?
He has a really elaborate Garfield costume that he uses in Second Life.
He role plays as Garfield in Second Life. He goes to virtual coffee shops. That's really about it. He inks while he hangs out in the chat box. Dressed as his custom Garfield costume that he made in Blender himself. He got a commission from someone.
Oh, there's one more egg. You gotta find 10 eggs. I did play this yesterday, and I found out there's a point in this level where there's a point of no return. So if you don't collect all the eggs in the first part, and you hit that point, you can't go back and collect them. You gotta reset the game. There may be a way that I missed to go back, but it didn't seem like it. I like that.
Me too.
Yeah, the egg's up on this silo. There it is. You did it!
I did it!
So, better than the last game? Boo! Oh yeah, there's a really good-looking ghost in this level.
Okay. A little less soulless, but it plays a lot more like Family Dog in this one. He just has bad things. What the fuck?
Look at that ghost! That's my favorite ghost.
No,
see, you think they put effort into the graphics in this game, but then you see that ghost.
Can I kill the ghost? I mean, I already know that doesn't sound possible. It's a ghost.
Maybe not.
Oh, I did.
There you go.
I murdered the ghost and sent him back where he needed to go.
I believe that is the famed bad graphics ghost that we've heard so much about.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of them.
I'm just gonna run away from these guys. Not in the mood.
Yeah, to this game's credit, this is a haunted house, not a graveyard, but, you know. They at least did one level before they lost all their creativity. Yeah, you gotta farm here for the Chrysagrum. Makes the whole rest of the game trivial.
Well, I died.
Garfield and his 9 lives. Not great, but better than the last game. Alright, so out of the games we've played so far, I'd say Caught in the Act is among the best. Maybe the first Amiga game was good too, if a little limited. The rest pretty much blew. The Famicom game was bad, the GBA games were bad. The 2600 game was just too basic to be anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caught in the Act was like the best we've gotten so far, and that's kind of sad.